When we go. Oh,
All right,
we are
what's up?
live.
We're live.
What's up?
We are
What's up?
live. We are live. What's going on, guys?
Snap.
What's
going
going on?
Oh,
How was your day today? As we wait for Salty to get in
it's
here.
it.
Good talk. Good talk.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Man,
Oh, yeah.
I'll start it off, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't really do too much today. Just went to my nephew's birthday party. Got him some Call of Duty. Trying to transfer him over to the Xbox world to see he's a PlayStation person. So that's a big win for me.
Oh no. Okay.
How are you feeling?
Okay.
Definitely.
How are you
Doing the
feeling this
Lord's
morning?
work, buddy.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
how-
for the people that are tuning in, this is the Saltiest podcast. So we are yakking away to, know how our days are going. So if you didn't know that, you are tuned into the Saltiest podcast. So Salty is having a few minor issues at the moment, so we're yakking all day.
Kind of a
So-
pregame before the game.
Pre-game before the game. That's a good way to put it.
Oh,
Shoot,
yeah.
Pre-game.
Oh yeah, like I'm sitting here messing around, like installing a bunch of stuff on my Nintendo Switch now because I got one of those.
Hey.
Oh, nice.
Hey.
Welcome to the club, man.
Well, dude, it was so random because, like, my buddy of 20 years now, let me tell you, man, I'm going to tell you this right now because my buddy of 20 years, we used to mess with each other, pranked each other to where cops were involved. So when he said, he was like, yeah, bro, I got you a Switch for Christmas / early birthday present. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then when I saw, he's like, well, here's the tracking number. And I'm like, yeah, dude, whatever. And I looked at the weight of it. It was like 4 pounds. I'm like, isn't that thing like 10 pounds, like total with everything in there? So I'm watching this thing and I'm waiting for this thing to show up, and then it actually shows up the next day because he sent it on a Tuesday and I got it on a Wednesday. Well, he's like in Wisconsin. He's like not too far from me. So like I opened it and I'm like, it's just gonna be an empty box with an inflatable middle finger or something.
With a brick.
Yeah, with a brick or something. Then I opened it up and it was actually a Nintendo Switch. So I was actually floored by that.
Hey,
Oh, nice.
how do you
Hey, man,
like it
that's
so
nice.
far?
So far, like I've been playing Pokken Tournament, dude. I love the hell out of it. I'm installing Zelda right now. But I got a buddy at work that's actually, he's like, you know what, you got a screen protector? I'm like, nah, not yet. He's like, well, I'll give you one on Tuesday when you come into work. And I'm like, damn, cool.
That's pretty
Nice.
sweet.
Dude, I
Yes,
will
yes.
say this, dude. I really like my Switch. I've been playing Legend of Zelda: The Breath of the Wild, and I can
Oh,
see why
great
the
game.
game got all the accolades it did and all the fanfare it got because it is a really good game.
Yeah,
Really
like I
good.
played a little on the Wii U, but I didn't want to like go invest too much time on it because I knew I was going to get the Switch eventually. I was going to buy one next year with my tax return and everything. But I was like, you know what? I'll play a little of it, mess around with it, and then go get it for the Switch. But yeah, I was like, screw it, I got it. So I'm glad I didn't invest too much time on it right away. So yeah, I'm going to be messing with it now, like it's installing. So and I'm going to take a look at it. Like a buddy of mine, he was like. Have one save file or something like that. And I'm like, that's fine. I'm going to be the only one playing it anyways. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, man. I like the pick it up and go aspect, and then put docking it to your TV. That's kind of that's like one of my favorite. That is my favorite thing about that. The Switch is picking it up, playing it, putting it back, playing on TV. It's really kind of an interesting concept.
Oh yeah, dude, I like dig the hell out of it. The only thing is I noticed though, like with Pokken Tournament, I haven't delved with Zelda yet, but like when you're playing in handheld mode, the game looks crisp as hell and all that stuff. But then like when you actually like dock it and you look at it at a TV, you could see some kind of like some funny stuff. You're kind of like, so it's but like that one I think looks good in the dock mode. So
Interesting.
but maybe it's because maybe I don't have it, or maybe I'm just so used to seeing the X, playing the X lately.
Nah.
You're used to seeing the ex brother.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. There's some games like for me, like whenever I play, like when I played Super Mario Odyssey, for example, whenever I played it, it docked. It didn't look as good as it did undocked. So, yeah, there's certain games. It's just weird. It's weird like that. Some games look better, handheld than they do docked on your TV. So it just depends.
Okay. I mean, but Pokken Tournament, if you haven't tried it yet, definitely invest your time into that one. I love the hell out of it, dude. Like the character I'm playing as right now is Mewtwo, and dude, like he's powerful as hell and everything. The only problem with Mewtwo is he is slow, so slow, dude. But yeah, his attacks are really strong and everything. So
nice.
if you are gonna invest your time into that one, I would say yeah, definitely try Mewtwo.
Okay, I have to put that on the list. I gotta get. I want to get Xenoblade, and I want to get that, and then well, I can't remember. There's one more game that I really wanted to get, but I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Yeah, Xenoblade 2 Chronicles is one I'm.
Hey,
really...
there's Glitcher right there. Holy shit! Sounded like it was live from Glitcher's pocket a while ago.
What?
Yeah, you were pretty low, bro.
Oh, that's because I'm multitasking. I'm multitasking.
Hey,
you know.
Can you guys hear me at all?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir,
okay.
Salty.
Yes.
You sound much better.
Do
than
I sound? I sound all right.
A lot
Yes.
I mean,
Okay.
you sound better.
All right. Okay, that's fine. I just want to apologize to everybody. I made a mistake, the fatal mistake. If you update your computer, you don't know how long it's going to take to update. So yeah, I thought 3 hours was going to be long enough there, and it definitely wasn't. So
It's all good. It's all good.
Oh, good, brother.
Go ahead and hit him with that intro, though.
yep, definitely. Okay.
I like how you're still rocking 2 icons.
All right,
One
what's up,
video.
everybody? Saltiest Gaming back with another Saltiest podcast. Sorry about
Are
the
you done?
technical difficulties. And let's see. This is a cluster, but let's get started. How you guys doing tonight? What have you guys been up to? What have you been playing?
Oh boy, didn't play anything today. Had a long gaming session with Stinking Corpse, Reaper, and Punk last night till about 4 on some zombies. So I haven't played anything today. I didn't get up to like 12. I mean, it was, God, it was rough. 11:30 maybe.
Yeah.
The only thing I actually played with today was that the Alexa thing my girl got. I think it's like got Sony on it somewhere.
Yeah, that video was funny.
I asked it
That's
what
good, man.
his favorite video game was, and then she went on to spiel about Horizon Zero Dawn. I was like, what?
Oh,
If you want to see the video, I put it on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
I said conspiracy.
That's pretty funny, actually. Yeah.
that's awesome.
So, who else has been playing games lately?
Like I was going on a tirade earlier. I've been messing around with my new Switch, man. The thing is, I love the hell out of that thing. Like it's something I definitely was gonna get later on down the road, but I was telling these guys, man, my buddy surprised the hell out of me with it. So I've been messing around with that. That's definitely,
cool.
I love the hell out of it.
Yep.
Nice. All right, well, let's get into it without delay here. So the first topic of the night is the fact that EA has lost an estimated $3 billion in stocks because of the whole microtransaction fiasco.
Good.
Apparently, EA doesn't learn because they're putting loot boxes in the new EA Sports UFC number 3. So there's a petition out that is trying to revoke EA's license to exclusively make Star Wars games. The petition's currently at 100K signatures. What's your guys' thoughts on this situation? Do you think EA just, doesn't really care? What's your take on that? We'll start off with Glitch. What's your take on the whole situation?
They really screwed the pooch on this, man. So it sucks that they had such a great title that they were working with. They could have made a shit ton of money off of the name alone, but they went and shot themselves in the foot by, the whole pay-to-win microtransaction shit. So you know what? They kind of did this to themselves. So them losing that $3 billion, hey, they did it to themselves, man. If you're gonna piss off a gaming community by like, oh, the only way, hey, you're gonna pay to progress, that's not why people buy games. That people like, okay, if I'm gonna buy something for cosmetic, cool, fine, let it be in there. If it's like, hey, this is gonna make your guy look like a flaming demon or something, okay, but you got to pay for it. All right, cool, you know what, whatever, fine, screw it. But if you're like, okay, to actually be good online or fight against somebody, that's where people are going to be like, dude, seriously, I'm not going to buy your game then. Why am I going to shell out more than $60+? You're already charging people like season passes now. 60 for the games, and then you got the microtransactions. So these games are no longer $60. They're with the season pass with that's like $30. That's a $90 game right there. And then you're tacking on microtransactions if you want more stuff added. That game now becomes $500, $600, and it's like at that point with these people buying all of these microtransactions. So you know what? That's what they get. That's what they get. They lost $3 billion because nobody wanted to buy their game. Well, you know what? You piss off a community that you're trying to sell a product to. I'm sorry. That was on you. So that's my take on it.
It's true, man. I feel like they've kind of backed themselves into a corner. EA is kind of the poster child now when it comes to what not to do with microtransactions. So, on this situation, do you think this petition's, something that should go through? Do you think they should lose their right to make Star Wars games in the future? I mean,
I don't think they would have to
What's your
lose
take?
rights. I mean, that's a little far fetched. I mean, we all pay for what they've done. They're going to let off the gas a little bit. They'll let off, but once they're sitting pretty again, they're just going to go straight back into it and just hammer everybody down. I mean, that's just the realism of it.
Well, I think they should. I should think they should lose the rights to make Star Wars games because they're trying to, like Butcher said, they were trying to turn a $60 game into an unlimited money game. Like one copy $60 costs you to buy at the store, but that's their whole business
But at
model.
the end of the day, they're EA, so if they lose Star Wars, they'll just pick something else up and murder that. So.
Oh yeah. So $60 game's gonna cost you $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $10,000, depending on how crazy you are with microtransactions, bro. That's stupid.
I mean, EA's they're still gonna have their Madden Ultimate Team. They're still gonna have FIFA Ultimate Team, where microtransactions run that game type, and it's a competitive game type. So I mean, they're still gonna have that. But as far as the Star Wars Battlefront situation and them losing stock, I mean, yeah, that's one of the main causes why they've lost stock and people have been pulling out. And then we saw how Battlefront 2 sold. We saw how it didn't do very well. We saw how Black Friday, the numbers for that game were absolute garbage. We've seen pictures of end caps at Walmart sold out of every video game but Star Wars Battlefront 2. Like we've seen the reaction from the gaming community. That's nothing but good things for the gaming community that this has happened and that our voices were heard. As far as the petition to remove EA's exclusive rights, I mean, I would only hope that would happen. We'll have to see. That's going to be a call. That's going to be Disney's call. Disney's already kind of pissed off at EA for this controversy now, so it's remained to be seen if this petition gets enough enough backing behind it. I mean, Disney could look at it and say, "Look, you're really causing us a headache. We may have to pull the plug."
Well, that's costing Disney a lot of money. I mean,
right.
That's their bread and butter. Well, not essentially their bread and butter, but like, dude, look at when The Force Awakens came out. Look at how much money that brought in. Everybody's psyched about this one. You got a company that's gonna screw the fans on the Star Wars franchise. People are gonna be like, well, hell, why am I gonna go spend money on Star Wars if I'm getting screwed on a game? I mean, hell, Disney's already got like backlash going on because of how much percentage they get from The Last Jedi in certain movie theaters. So they really, I mean, they need to really baby this.
Right.
So if they want the next one to come out and do successful, they need to really, if they especially give EA that opportunity to say, look, this is your last chance, don't screw it up. You know what the formula is. Here it is. This is our moneymaker, one of our biggest franchise hitters. Don't screw us.
Right, right. And Disney will do that. And I mean, as far as the future of Star Wars games, goes, I mean, I'm not very optimistic about it after this
No.
game. And we know that they can Visceral make another game that's going to be an open world Destiny kind of game. And I mean, let's just face it, you hear that and you can only think what EA is going to do with that game, as well as what they're going to do with Anthem. I have concerns for that game too moving forward. EA is going to do their best. EA is going to do their best to take every game that they can, any multiplayer, any open world, and monetize it, put microtransactions in it. I mean, they're going to push the envelope every time, and once again, it's going to be up to the gaming community to make their voice heard. That's what it's going to come down to.
You got to look at it like this: the video game industry makes more money than the movie industry does. It's like the biggest thing besides the porn industry. If not bigger, probably porn's bigger. But EA sees that, and they're trying to milk us to death, and a lot of people are getting tired of it. I don't mind microtransactions when they're not game changing. EA has fucked Star Wars Battlefront 2 up. The sales show it, dude. The sales show it. They screwed up with this game. It's a loss. They might as well throw that in the garbage can and say, "Oh, let's start again." If we have the right to make another one, which I don't know.
I don't know what's worse, this release or the first Battlefront.
Exactly.
Release. I mean, they are both bad, and they've both been equally bad. This one just had a lot of bad. The game was solid. There's some imbalanced issues, but the controversy with the loot box kind of put this game DOA. In the first one, we played the first one for a while, and we come to find out there's not a lot of content, only 4 maps, and there was no lot there, and that ruined the game too.
Well, when I
forced it out to go with the movie, so
I bought the first one, and then when I loaded it up and realized that it didn't have a campaign, I was like, "Man, are you kidding me?" This kind of like when I booted up Street Fighter on the PlayStation 4 the first time, Street Fighter 5. I'm like, this is garbage. What Street Fighter game in history has never came with an arcade mode? So I took that sucker right back and said, give me my money back. Fuck that, man. The industry is trying to push out all single player content, and I don't like that. Sorry. I'm an old school gamer. I like single player campaigns. And that's one reason I'm salty. I'm sorry. I don't agree with a 4-hour campaign. Sorry, not buying it. I'll wait till that Battlefront 2 is in the $5 bin somewhere. Nope, not buying it.
I mean, and the thing is, it's a solid game. I mean, like it was brought up, it's got some unbalanced issues, but at the end of the day, actually, the game is fun. It is a fun game. It's just they shit all over it with the microtransaction situation, and that's what sucks. I mean, it's like they have a great product right there, but they had to go screw themselves with all of that. Oh, you want to progress? There, you got to pay for it. It's like, dude, you actually have a solid game, and it could be well received if you wouldn't have screwed it.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, for that petition and stuff, I mean, I would say if you're going to make a third one, go with a different company, because EA has just kind of pounded this into the ground with the first one just being very lackluster, and then actually coming out with one that was, like I said, it's a decent game if you can actually stomach picking it up. Like I bought it. I enjoy the game, looking past the bullshit that they had shoved out with it. But at the end of the day, they kind of threw that one in the ground too, with covering it with the microtransactions. So, if they do decide to make a third one, which that's going to be a very tough pill to swallow, regardless, because whoever picks that up, they're going to have a lot of work to do, because this franchise, these two games already has kind of been shot to shit.
Yeah.
And so if they do proceed to make a third one, whoever makes it, or if EA does it, they got a lot of ground to cover with it.
Yep. Fonz. You in here?
Yeah, he's in here. What's up, Fonz?
What up, Fonz?
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What's going on? What are you guys talking about? I'm sorry. I had some technical difficulties too, man. I couldn't get my mic to work and just shit.
Well, Salty just hopped out too, so I guess he's still having the same issues. So we're talking about the Star Wars Battlefront issue, EA losing their $3 billion in stock, and then this petition that has came out, fans, and it's up to, I think Salty said it's up to 100,000 signatures of fans that want EA to lose their exclusive rights to Star Wars games. How do you think this is going to bode for EA? I mean, what do you think about it?
I think they're going to continue with all the bullshit. It's not going away. There's still a market out there for it, so people are still buying them, and it's not going to change. The only thing that's going to change is those of us who speak highly against this sort of business practice are going to keep speaking against it, and are going to speak with our wallet like we've been doing, and it's going to continue to hurt them financially to some degree. But you guys got to look at it from a different viewpoint. When they do end up turning those microtransactions back on, they're going to make billions off of that, even off the player base that they've got.
Oh yeah.
Just because that's what they do. These companies are used to it. If you look at their financial documents and stuff, which some of these companies do provide, and I've looked at some of this stuff, they make billions on these microtransactions every year. And it's going to continue to be a thing. So we're going to have to continue to roll with it. What we have to stand against, though, is the pay to win aspect and that sort of thing. That's really what we have to go after. We have to try to get them to understand that they need to regulate that aspect of these microtransactions, at least help the gamer out. We don't want that kind of bullshit. We don't want a microtransaction system tied to the progression system. That's what we don't want.
I don't know. I don't know if you guys saw the video. I didn't mean to cut you off, Fonz, man. I'm sorry.
No problem.
It's a good video. It's a topic you're talking about, and we all hate. I don't know if y'all follow Review Tech USA, but he posted a video about this like a day, maybe Friday. This kid spent over $13,000 on microtransactions over a 3-year period, and he actually wrote. I don't remember who he was writing to. It was a publisher or something of a video game. It was like some PC game. And he actually said that he thought it was gambling. He was addicted to them, and he couldn't stop. And he actually had to go get help.
Yes.
Buying microtransactions.
That is the whole point of this thing. Is it is a predatory practice. They do prey on people that are more susceptible to having those compulsion issues. There are people out there that are more susceptible to gambling, and they feel compelled to buy these things, and they can't stop. There's a lot of people out there like that. And
that's what he said.
People could say this. They could say, you know what? But it's their choice. It's their doing. But it's still wrong to go after that with this kind of practice. It's still wrong. And I want to answer So Shady's question. He says, well, how much money do I think is enough for them or whatever? I don't care if they make billions of dollars off these microtransactions, as long as they're ethical, as long as they're like skins, cosmetics.
Yes.
I don't give a damn. They can make $100 billion a year off of it. I'm good with that. Okay. But leave the pay to win and leave the other bullshit out of it. The tying it to a progression system. Leave that shit out of it, and I'm fine.
Yep. Yeah, it's like once a week, my kid, he'll come up to me. He's like, "Hey, can I have $10 to get something off for Overwatch or whatever?" Yeah, it's skins, it's decal and all that. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I have zero problems giving them $10.
Look at that. I'm sorry to cut you off, but T Reaper in the chat says, if somebody told you to jump off a bridge, would you do it? Do you understand that there's probably somebody out there that would probably do that?
Yeah. Yes, man.
It was in a loot crate and they could buy it. Yeah.
Just because you or I wouldn't be doing this, or we're not susceptible to buying these loot crates, we're not compelled to do so, doesn't mean that other people aren't. And doesn't mean that people know that they can get into people's heads by implementing this shit in our games. There's still an ethical line that should not be crossed. And I think that is one of them. When you tie it to progression systems, that is wrong. For anybody to argue that, I'm sorry, but you're an idiot.
Well, that's the reason why I bring up Titanfall 2 so much, because all their microtransactions that they have just are skins. They're skins for guns, they're skins for Titans, they're camos. There's nothing to progress you in the game any faster than anybody else. You can't buy your way through a campaign. Can't get better in the multiplayer on Titanfall 2. Respawn did it right. That's why I will always say